On ELN Morning. Exposing struggles, the university facing backlash after exposing students' risk for failure.
Minneapolis, Minnesota has everything to do with the outcome of what's going to happen in Alamance County.
Fighting for justice. This morning we'll hear from a local activist on the ground in Minneapolis as he fights alongside George Floyd's family.
Pop-up library. Elon's new plan to add free books around town.
Today, April 8th, 2021.
This is ELN Morning. Well, hello and welcome to ELN Morning. I'm Baylor Rodman. Breaking this morning, the Office of Academic Advising is apologizing for disclosing federally protected student information.
It's the top story we're following this morning. I'm Isabella Seman. The office sent an email to students considered at risk during midterm evaluations, failing to hide recipients in a mass email. Director of Academic Advising Ann Bryan said in an email to those students this morning, quote, "I deeply apologize for this disruption and confusion caused by this email. You are instructed to delete the email that was circulated by Academic Advising on Tuesday morning." The apology comes after Elon News Network contacted Bryan about the incident. She refused to provide us a direct comment. Senior Michael Sloan received the email and says he was surprised when he saw the other students' names.
I read through it, but then at the very top I saw there was more email addresses on it. So I clicked the down arrow and it showed 500 other names. And so naturally I was looking through them oh, who else do I know that's failing a course? And saw some names I knew.
Senior Nolan Pizzi quickly realized everyone on the email chain knew he was underperforming in class. He even replied to the email, quote, "We did it, people."
I was upset. It's not the fact that I'm upset that people knew that I was failing a class. It's the fact that Elon University would do this and expose their students that they claim they're here for us, they respect us, and they want us to do the best that we possibly can.
This incident violates the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, or FERPA, which prohibits the disclosure of personal educational records.
Well, after 2 days of no new cases, Elon University reported 5 new student coronavirus cases yesterday. Currently, there are 45 active cases. The number of students in quarantine continues to fall, with now 200 students. The small uptick in new cases comes days after the Easter holiday, when students, faculty, and staff were given this previous Monday off. Coronavirus cases in Alamance County and across North Carolina continue to trend downward. The decline in coronavirus cases comes as millions get vaccinated nationwide. Here in North Carolina, almost 40% over 18 years old are at least partially vaccinated, and over a quarter are fully vaccinated. Elon University is helping raise those percentages with a daily vaccine clinic here on South Campus. And the university is shaping up to vaccinate 80% of the Elon community by the end of this month. So here's their progress with that. Just over 50% of Elon students have received 1 or more doses of the vaccine. 34% of Elon employees have also received 1 or more doses of the vaccine, and that's according to university spokesperson Owen Covington. You can make an appointment for a vaccine at the South Campus Clinic online at myspotnc.gov and enter in Elon zip code 27244.
And as Elon awaits to make a final decision on requiring the coronavirus vaccine for the fall semester, several other universities are already making their decision. So far, universities including Cornell, Rutgers, Brown, and Northeastern University are just some of the schools requiring the vaccine for the fall semester. Elon Law Associate Professor Eric Fink says now that Elon University has a recognized union, the school could be forced to bargain vaccinations with them.
But employers don't have an obligation to accommodate everybody's abstract anxiety. Employers have an obligation to accommodate certain things that have, a certain kind of factual foundation.
Broadly can require vaccine condition of employment, as long as there are disability, medical, and religious exemptions.
There's some gray area But essentially, if an employer with a union represented workforce were to impose this requirement, at a minimum, they'd have to bargain over how that's implemented and what the implications of it, what the impact of the requirement would be.
Fink says he doesn't see requiring coronavirus vaccinations becoming a big issue in the courts in the future.
You might remember Burlington native Reverend Gregory Drumright and his arrest in the March to the Polls protest days before the 2020 election. This week he's in Minneapolis as George Floyd's murder trial continues. Derek Chauvin is charged with second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter. Drumright told ELN News Network that he hopes the jury indicts Derek Chauvin.
When we get the verdict that we expect, that America expects out of this jury and out of this justice system, then we will be that much closer to getting victory and justice for all of us.
Drumright also says the fight alongside the Floyd family will shape how he handles race-related issues in the county.
George Floyd's niece.
I plan to come back from Minneapolis and this amazing front row seat at the trial of the century to use it to be our motivation, to be our encourager, to use it to be our strength as we continue to fight to bring a Confederate monument down in Alamance County.
Witness testimony in the trial is expected to last through the end of next week.
And a road ELN students travel through frequently is closing this weekend. We'll tell you which one and why coming up.
It is beautiful out right now, but will that be the case this weekend? We'll be back to find out.
The road running through right downtown ELN will be closed part of Saturday. North Williamson Avenue between Lebanon and Haggard is set to close for a large crane beginning at 7 a.m. to replace an air conditioning unit on top of Town Center building, which houses the Maker Hub. Police officers will direct traffic and detours until the air conditioning unit is replaced.
All undergraduate students will be required to register for MultiFactor Authentication. This will be used for any of ELN's single sign-in on sites like your ELN email or Moodle. Students will add a device like a mobile phone that will be used to verify your identity every time you log in. Director of Information Security Gary Sheehan will be hosting a 20-minute virtual information session tomorrow at 11 a.m.
North Carolina lawmakers are proposing a bill that would ban transgender treatment for anyone under the age of 21. GOP state senators introduced the bill this week. The state legislation follows a nationwide trend to limit trans surgeries for young adults. ELN News Network contacted state senator representing Alamance County Amy Galey, who did not immediately respond to our request for comment.
A possible change may be made to the way ELN University handles sexual misconduct cases. A letter released by the Department of Education detailed an upcoming hearing. This will give universities the chance to weigh in on better ways to respond to allegations of sexual assault and harassment. ELN's Title IX coordinator Molly Zlock wrote in an email to ENN, quote, "I do think this is the first of many communications from the department as the new administration begins to shape its agenda. I don't anticipate any sudden or immediate changes, but rather a lengthy and comprehensive approach," end quote.
Well, it's been beautiful outside. It's been sunny. A lot of people have been outside hanging on their hammocks.
Absolutely. Yesterday was beautiful. My North Carolina blue sky was out, and I was enjoying the weather for sure.
Absolutely. And our Erin Plamondon is live on Citron Plaza with our Phoenix 5-day forecast.
Erin, good morning to you.
Good morning. As you can see, the sun was out this morning, but unfortunately it will not stick around. Later on it will be cloudy with a high of 82 and a low of 57. And looking ahead at that Phoenix 5-day forecast, you can see that you should enjoy tomorrow's weather before the on and off thunderstorms this weekend. However, the temperatures will still be in the high 70s with lows ranging from 63 to 52. And moving on to Monday and Tuesday, the sun will finally come back out with warm temperatures, which I'm sure will put smiles on everybody's faces. Back to you, Bella and Baylor.
Erin Plamondon live on Citron Plaza. Erin, thank you.
And coming up, an Elon program changing the course of students' lives expands. We talked to a former student body president that was in the program. ELN Morning returns in 60 seconds.
It seems there are staples of every small town: a post office, a fire department, a town hall. But one thing missing from the town of Elon: its own library. Elon's Department Downtown Development Administrator Kathleen Patterson is working to create a free little library downtown. The library will provide a space for people to bring and take books for their own pleasure. The mini library will be Elon's fourth, with one at the town's 2 parks and one on campus. Patterson hopes her reading passion can be spread throughout the community.
If they need help learning to read, it's a great opportunity too, because you can start with whatever and nobody was really going to know what you took. You know, there's no library cards, there's no nothing. So you can start out that way. But really, I just have a passion for reading and want to share that with everybody.
Patterson says she's anticipating the little library opening downtown later this month, and I'm very excited about that. I love reading. I think I have some books that I could put in there.
Absolutely.
Actually.
I'm thinking of a few as well myself. I think it's a very cute idea.
It's a very cute idea, and hopefully now with the nicer weather, everyone will get out, go to the park, read 100%. Some books.
Take your beach chair, sit out on the lawn.
Exactly, just like you are for class later on
That's
today.
right. That's very true. All right. Well, listen, Elon announced they have raised $250 million from the Elon Leads campaign to support 200 Odyssey Scholarships. The Odyssey program is the highest honored university scholarship for outstanding students with high financial need, including first-generation college students. Former SGA executive president and Odyssey recipient, and of course Elon alum, Kenneth Brown Jr. says he is excited to welcome a new generation into the Odyssey family.
Odyssey was the program that changed my life and allowed me to focus on getting involved on campus and participating in other things when it comes to student life. So it's very exciting. I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. And for me, it also signals just expanding opportunity.
Well, Elon is now halfway to its long-term goal of 400 Odyssey scholarships. And boy, it was great to catch up with Kenneth Brown Jr.
I feel like everyone on campus knew him, and he really did a great job while he was here at campus.
Absolutely, he did, and you know, it was great to talk to him, and so happy to see that program expand. Well, that's going to do it for us this Thursday morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
For all the news you need to know when we're not on the air, visit our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
And be sure to follow us on social media at Elon News Network.
Have a great Thursday, Elon.